Hi and welcome to today's Pick a Card general reading. Today's reading is a collaboration video, so I'm very excited to be able to present this to you guys. This has been in the works for a while, so today's video is in collaboration with the Blonde Psychic. I will have all of her information down below. We are filming the exact same video and we're going to be releasing it at the exact same time, so the link to her video will be down below. I do really enjoy doing collaboration videos. I think that doing a collaboration video can be a wonderful opportunity to cross-check information, see if two different readers are able to offer similar messages, or even better, if a reader picks up on something else that the other one hasn't, then that is just amazing. I love the idea of just being very well informed in every decision that we make in life. So all of the Blonde Psychic's information will be down below, including the link to her video as well, if you would like to go and see if you have additional messages in her reading, or if it's just confirming things that you already know as well. Now, the other part of today's reading is that we do have a giveaway as well. So this giveaway will be hosted here on YouTube, but I will have information up on Instagram about the decks. I will be giving away my Hermit Tarot deck. I had to think about that. I'm like, who am I? My Hermit Tarot deck, as well as the Blonde Psychic's healing deck as well. So we got 2 oracle decks up for grabs, and I will throw in extra goodies, including some sage sticks and crystals, but I don't have those yet, so all I can promise at this stage is that you will receive 2 beautiful decks, and I'll be using the Healing Oracle deck today so that you can see how this could be beneficial to your journey. So to enter this giveaway, you do need to have a look at the community section of my channel and make sure that you have completed the entry requirements. All information on how to do that will be on the post in the community section of my channel, and this giveaway is only for 7 days, so make sure you enter before the 7 days. It's a quick one today, or this time around, just because we've got Christmas coming up as well. Alright, so that's all the housekeeping out of the way. Coming back to today's video, speaking of healing decks, well, this video is about us understanding what your potential blocks or challenges may be. We're going to be asking Spirit, what is standing in your way? What are the challenges you may be facing? And more importantly, how can you overcome them? I will be using the Healing Oracle deck as well as a few other Oracle decks to gain as much advice and information as I can for you. And as usual, we have 4 wonderful groups today. Group 1, can somebody please tell me what this crystal is? I don't know what it is. It looks like an unpolished, like a raw bloodstone, but I'm not 100% sure. It was a wonderful gift from Bow Life where I got this beautiful ring from. And I'm just not too sure what it is, but Group 1, this is your crystal. At first I thought it was a type of jade, but it may be bloodstone. Group 2, you have this howlite crystal, also from Bow Life. And Group 3, you've got this gorgeous beach stone. It's been polished by the water naturally, and this was also a gift, so I just love the markings on this stone. Group 4, you have the citrine quartz crystal, another favorite of mine. I think citrine is actually linked to Capricorn or December. I'm not sure, I may be completely wrong about that. So those are the 4 groups. Pause the video now if you feel that you need more time. Otherwise, when you know which of these 4 groups you're feeling most called to, scroll down below to the description box, click on your timestamp, and join me in your reading. Hi Group 1, and welcome if you chose this mystery crystal. Whatever the heck it is, it's gorgeous. I definitely think it is some form of bloodstone. I'm just not 100% sure. Well, this is going to be your reading. If you chose this wonderful mystery, then this is going to be your reading. Now, Group 1, today's reading is asking Spirit, what are your blocks and challenges and how can you overcome them? Is this camera set up well? I think so. We'll just run with it. I'm actually going to start with the best tarot just to get a rough idea on the challenges you may be facing, and then I've got 5 other decks that I'd love to get through as well. So My group 1 spirit, what are the blocks or challenges they may be facing right now? What blocks or challenges are group 1 facing? Oh, sweets. The Hermit card, straight away. There's a sense of isolation. I think this is only a block because you're doubting your inner voice. You're doubting the messages you have within. This is only really a block because we've been in this period for so long that we're looking out and wondering, when can we get out of this? The Hermit card is a card about solitude and, yes, isolation, but the idea of this energy is to give us guidance and wisdom and clarity and to understand how to quieten the noise and really just trust that inner voice. Unfortunately, I feel that this is a block because either you've been in this period of introspection for quite some time now and you're wondering when the hell you're going to be able to get out of it, or you're just feeling overtly isolated to the point where you just want to have the right people around you. The Hermit card for me as a block can represent this feeling of wanting to belong to something bigger, wanting to have more meaning in life, looking for the meaning of life even. It's about understanding yourself better so that you can create better relationships and connections in your life. I feel like we're doing a lot of soul searching with this card and we're uncovering some things that are very tricky. I feel like this is a path that is incredibly dark and you're kind of wondering, how do I get out of this? Now, I also have the High Priestess here. So this beautiful card is telling me that we do have the opportunity to gain insight into our situation by fully appreciating that beautiful inner wisdom. The High Priestess is a card about trusting your intuition, trusting the unknown, the elements of like your other senses, in terms of it's not always what you see, it's not always what you hear, it's not always what you can touch, taste, and feel. Your sixth sense here, literally your sixth chakra, your third eye, is very tuned into the situation. I think that this is only a block because there is so much mystery around this. I feel like you're confronted by a lot of, by like a veil of darkness. And even though you're intuitively picking up on what lies beyond that veil, the other parts of you know, your eyes and your mind are telling you like you can't trust what your intuition is telling you. It's like your logical mind is creating this as a blockage, but in actual fact, I feel like you are very intuitive. And I always firmly believe that our intuition is a blessing and never a curse, as long as we know how to use it to our benefit. I feel like your block is really at the moment trusting what your intuitive mind is trying to show you and what your intuitive mind is trying to tell you, because we do have answers coming your way. You already technically have them, my group 1. The Hermit card and the High Priestess are saying that you already have the answers. You just need to trust yourself. You just need to trust the information that you are receiving. The Nine of Wands here is saying do not give up. I think that the biggest challenge you face is that you're running out of steam. You're feeling exhausted. You're feeling like you've been fighting for a long time. You've been manifesting this for a long time. You've been really willing this to happen for a very long time, but this card is really saying don't give up. The challenge is that you're becoming exhausted now, and we're starting to doubt whether our progress is going to pay off. I feel like one of the blocks is definitely your mind with the Two of Swords. It's about finding clarity here. That is technically what you want. But the blockage is that we're struggling to trust the unknown. We just want tangible evidence. We just want realistic information. We want to hear it from the horse's mouth. We're sick of watching tarot videos that tell us this is what is happening. We're sick of dreaming about what is going to happen. We're sick of being shown messages about what is going to happen by way of music or numbers and random blog posts. I feel like you just want the facts here with this card, and I think that this is a blockage because it's almost like this isn't ready yet to be revealed. Don't give up, but this isn't ready yet to be revealed. I think that the secrets that you are seeking will inevitably be shown to you, but it's almost like you're right at the I don't know, my swords for me are fast-moving energies, so I definitely feel like you're very close, but it's not quite ready yet. We have another 2 here, the Two of Wands this time. So 2 twos reversed is kind of telling me that you guys need to very clearly stay focused on one path. I feel like the blockage here is that we lose sight of what we're manifesting at times. It just becomes something that is just never going to happen. So why are we wasting energy on it? And unfortunately, what that's doing is it's losing momentum. The situation is losing energy towards it. I think that this block or challenge is also not fully understanding where to next. This card can talk about planning for the future. And when it's reversed as a block or a challenge, it feels like you don't know what the future holds. You don't know where you should be investing your energy into next. It's this big question mark when you think about your future. In every respect, I want to say. It may be something specific for some of you. It could be specifically your career or specifically your love life. But I definitely feel like there's this big question mark of where to next. And that is what is also clouding your manifestation, because even though you kind of know what you want, you don't know if it's doable. You don't know if it's a situation that is going to be possible for you as well. I think that you just really want to know, like, what am I expected to do next? Where do I invest my energy into next? We have the Queen of Wands here as well underneath our Nine of Wands. So I feel like there's this desire to obtain a sense of purpose and direction. The Queen of Wands doesn't usually give me that, but I feel motivation behind this card. I feel passion. I feel desire to be successful. I feel a lot of energy. Unfortunately, it just doesn't seem to have a way out. It doesn't seem to have a direction to be moving towards. It's like all the potential is there, all of the motivation or at least creative passion is there. It just doesn't have a way out yet. I think this is a block because you just need someone to tell you what path to take. I definitely think that you are manifesting something with the Queen of Wands and the Nine of Wands, and straight away Spirit is really saying don't give up on your manifestation. These two cards are telling me that you are actually a lot closer to receiving than you think. I think that you're still in a positive energy of attracting exactly what you want, especially with the Hermit and High Priestess up here. I think it's just about really letting the universe do the rest for you now. If you feel like you're not really going anywhere, but you also don't know what to do, then that's fine. Just focus on what you can control, which is honestly just being present and trying to facilitate moments of joy and happiness in your present, and let the universe worry about the future. Let the universe help guide you into the future when you're ready to take the steps as they come. Staying present can allow us to be in a beautiful energy of attracting exactly what we're meant to have in the best of ways, because we are solely focusing on what we can control. It helps us release this anxiety about what next as well. It's easier said than done. Surrendering is an ongoing process, but it may definitely be helpful for you to stay in this beautiful manifestation energy. So we also have the King of Swords. So it's interesting. You have 3 court cards down here. There's 2 queens and a king. Now, some of you may need to make a decision about what you want to invest in here in terms of a relationship. We've got 2 queens and a king here. So if you resonate as a masculine energy, you could have 2 feminine energies to choose from. If this is a career, it's about your passion or what is going to offer the most money. I definitely feel with the King of Swords that a block here is that your logical mind is really trying to scour this from all angles. It's almost like you need to understand the situation a little bit better. The King of Swords is someone who is quite reserved, at times a little cold. They certainly take the passive approach initially to better understand the situation. It's the kind of person who sits in the corner of the room and just watches everybody, observes everybody, and just tries to get a feel for the situation, obtaining as much information as possible. I definitely think that at times your logical mind is a block because it stops you from accessing your intuition. And the main reason I'm really emphasizing this is because this card is going straight underneath the High Priestess. So a block here is not knowing when to trust the information that you've received. It's a talent to be able to obtain the wisdom through the King of Swords. You know, not everybody is as analytical and observant as this character. However, you seem to lack the trust in the information that you receive in order to move forward as well. So that could be a block or challenge you're facing. And with the Queen of Pentacles here, I definitely feel like a challenge is loyalty, because some of you are committed to something that maybe you're not entirely sure about. This Queen of Pentacles is underneath the Hermit energy, so it's very similar, but it's quite different. The Hermit is ruled by Virgo, or at least it's influenced by Virgo. And it definitely is an energy of analyzing things, understanding things, really just gaining perspective on things. And doing this in solitude so that you're able to trust your inner wisdom first. Whereas the Queen of Pentacles, although they're both earth energies, the Queen of Pentacles is about being physically around the things that matter and obtaining a sense of security through the material world, be that connections or security with finances and wealth in general. I just feel like there's a disconnect here. On one hand, you're being called to isolate and obtain information from within, but on the other hand, you're being pulled to be physically active and involved in some sort of community. I think that the challenge here is that there's devotion to whatever this is, but it's not quite fulfilling. It's interesting that this is a challenge card, because it's kind of telling me that some of you guys have found yourselves in a commitment that is challenging you to think outside of your circumstances. It's a commitment that is a challenge right now. It's something that is blocking you, which is quite interesting. So let's see what your oracle cards have to say as well. Oh, actually, before I get there, your bottom deck energy was the 10 of Wands reverse. So your biggest block right now is that you're carrying a lot. You're carrying a lot of burdens. You're carrying a lot of, I want to say, responsibility with the 10 of Wands. There's this feeling as though you're the kind of person who just seems to be multitasking in a lot of different ways. Perhaps you have a lot of projects open. Some of you may just be trying to really manage your time efficiently or effectively over this period so that you're able to see the people that you want to see and engage in the activities you want to engage in, while also maintaining, your career or study or everything else in your spare time. I definitely feel like this is a block for you because you're carrying a lot right now. And inevitably what happens with this card is that we tend to burn out. We hit a point where our physical body simply cannot maintain this lifestyle. It manifests in physical ways. And if it doesn't happen entirely physical, energetically, your reserves are running very low, my group ones. So that is a block right now because you've got very high expectations for yourself. You're almost pushing yourself to really do the most right now, at least right now. This may not be a permanent situation, but temporarily, I really feel you changing into that final gear and trying to plow through this period in order to really meet some expectations. So I'm going to start with my Hermit Oracle deck. This was actually a channeled messages deck, but we'll see what comes through for you. That was a horrible shuffle. Group 1, what are their current blocks and challenges, and how may they overcome them? Oh, the 9 of Swords. Oh yeah, that makes sense actually. That does. That's actually a beautiful message. All right. So first of all, we've got the 7 of Wands down here. I wasn't going to show you that because that's technically the bottom deck energy, but I think the 7 of Wands is very fitting to your overall energy, because 7 for me is a card that, yes, there's a divine nature to that number. There's a very spiritual nature to that number, but it is a number of challenges. It's that final test almost. We experience tests at the number 5 where change brings about a new challenge, but as the 7s are like a test of commitment almost, like how much do you want this? And I think the 7 of Wands is a test of your energy reserves. Like, how much do you want this? It's a big question mark because it's going to differ. Some of you, you're overexerting yourself in areas of your life that don't need that much energy. You're finding yourself very thin in the sense of you don't have a lot to give everyone. But if you, like, I almost see you just giving people a shred of yourself because you've got so much going on that you can't fully be dedicated to any one thing at any time. You're literally just shredding essences off your personality, and you're not able to fully connect with your circumstances or the people around you. So I definitely think that this is a time for you to really just evaluate your circumstances and maybe re-examine the way that you're distributing your time and energy, so that it's more beneficial and enriching for you. Because I think that you could really be working on at least some relationships who are able to help you feel connected, because you're very introspective as well, my group ones. There's a sense of not really fitting in with you, and yet you're everywhere. So why is that a problem? It's because you are everywhere. Your energy can't fully commit to any one thing right now. I think you really need to just reflect and understand these feelings a little bit deeper, and understand that this situation doesn't have to be as difficult as it is, but you certainly need to simplify your situation. You certainly need to drop some of the things that you've been carrying. We have maybe here, so there is a little bit of confusion. I feel you have a choice to make. We did have 2 twos over here, so you do have a decision to make, and once you make that choice, it will definitely simplify your lifestyle. We have a 9 of Swords here. You hurt me, but that's okay, I guess. Your situation is temporary, and it doesn't need to be this difficult. It's just about doing what makes you happy. I think that you have an epiphany. You do have the truth. You know what to do here, and as some of you, you've known this for some time. It's just about acting upon that truth now. It's about accepting things for what they are and understanding that you are the one who holds the answers here. There's no more answers you can obtain with these 2 9s. Trust that inner guidance. We have the 5 of Swords reversed. If I follow you, I could lose everything. So there is a feeling of needing to rise to the occasion here, no matter what other people think. The 5 of Swords indicates possible social misfortune, or just feeling uncertain and unsure. So instead of rising to the occasion, you walk away. This card being reversed is saying that we don't need to do that this time. We can conquer this doubt, this fear, by rising to the occasion, despite what other people may think, despite what other people may say. It's about carving your own path and stepping into what is right for you. Now let's have a look at the Healing deck by the Blonde Psychic. We'll see what cards come out for you. What advice do you have for my Group 1 Spirit in terms of how they can overcome these blocks and challenges? Group 1, please. How can they overcome these blocks and challenges? Yes, 100%. That is so on point. Oh my days. I love that so much. We have a salt bath back here, which is interesting because I just pulled out my Celtic sea salt. So that's crazy. That marries up so well. Anyway, your first card was cut out all the negative energy. And I do firmly believe that you're investing in things that they may not seem negative, but they're having a negative impact on your circumstances because they're taking away from your other commitments. They're stopping you from fully being present and fully investing in your moments. There's this feeling as though you just can't be present because your mind is always elsewhere. You're only able to offer a piece of yourself every time you're with someone or in some place. I definitely think it's about cutting cords and just simplifying your circumstances here. We also have the 3rd eye chakra. So this card is really saying trust your intuition. You guys have the answers. You're incredibly wise, and you're also incredibly intuitive. Those two don't need to be the same thing. I think that you're very, very wise and you have a very strong intuition. So it's about trusting the information that you already have, trusting that gut instinct. And we have heal your shadow. I definitely think you need some time to at least use whatever isolation you're experiencing productively, so that you're better able to understand your feelings. Your shadow self doesn't have to be this scary, confronting side that we hide from people we care about. It can actually be the strongest part of our soul, of our personality. It's the most protective part of us. It's the part that gets exposed when we need to heal the more vulnerable side. I definitely think it's about understanding your feelings deeper and fully understanding how your circumstances are trying to steer you towards a specific direction, because it's almost like you're being given all these things so that you can inevitably break, because you're carrying way too much. You're very distracted by a lot of different things, and in doing so, there's this inability to stay present. There's this inability to be committed to any one thing here. I think your intuition is trying to really steer you through this, and it's about really understanding your feelings and that intuitive feeling. Let's see what the deck of character has to say as well. How can my Group 1s work through their blocks and challenges. What advice do you have for my group ones? I will only get a few cards. Thank you. Oh, I just heard, we are the world. We are the children. Oh, that's so beautiful. I don't really want to sing. My throat's sore from recording, but the world is telling me that there's something here that is a cause for celebration. And it could be the season that we're in, despite, you know, what your spiritual or cultural practices are. We're ending a very difficult year. I think that we have a lot of wisdom. As a collective, we've learned a lot about ourselves, about the world around us, about our community, about the fickle nature of life and how circumstances are ever changing. There's this energy of don't get complacent. But I feel like the world card in your spread is really just calling for you to focus on your circumstances as a cause for celebration, focusing on everything that you've overcome, and not being afraid to end these cycles. The world for me is a feeling of retrospection. We had the Hermit here talking about going within and getting answers, but I feel like you need to look at the bigger picture. You need to appreciate how the things in your life have come into alignment, and you almost need to appreciate that there is so much more out there for you, and that appreciation will help you end some of this confusion you're experiencing. It will help you simplify some of the choices you're facing so that you're able to focus more on what is out there rather than what is right here in front of you. It's a mix with you guys, because I feel like when you think about the future, you think about it with so much uncertainty and fear that it just becomes this thing that pulls you away from your present. But actually, the world card is saying that you should be really trying to look at it with optimism, because you have so much potential. And the Queen of Wands with the Nine of Wands is saying that you really are attracting a more prosperous time, a more fulfilling energy of purpose and passion. But it's about appreciating that you need to leave some things behind in order to obtain this new thing. I think that having an appreciation for how far you've come and for what lies ahead will help you make some of the difficult choices you are facing. And we also got vomit here, so purging the old, not letting these old cycles hold you back anymore, not being afraid to let go of things that are actually poisoning you. When I think of vomit, I think of like somebody who's eaten the wrong kind of magic mushrooms, you know, and it's actually having a negative impact on our physical well-being. It's actually making us ill. So I think it's about really not being afraid to purge what is no longer serving us, something that is maybe keeping us bound in our current circumstances, or something that may be taking away from our potential to succeed here. Your other card is the gift card. So I definitely think that you have a lot of talents within you as a person. You're very skilled. The gift here is honestly your wisdom and your intuition. That is what it comes down to. I feel like you really need to appreciate the fact that you have the answers you are seeking, and you really need to trust that information. I feel like this is something that not a lot of people have, and you're very lucky to possess that inner knowing. The gift is also saying that you may be receiving an unexpected surprise or some sort of present from someone that may help you make this decision. I think that it's also just about being present, you know. When I think of a gift of life, the gift of life is being present and having the insight to appreciate the here and now for exactly what it is, so that you don't miss out on anything at all. I'm also going to get you some spellcasting oracle cards. What do my group 2s need to hear in terms of how they can clear their blocks and challenges? Did I just say group 2? Group 1. What does group 1 need to hear? Thank you. Oh, this is exciting. Why do I get so hyped for you guys? Oh my gosh. We have animals, first of all. So grounding ourselves with our natural surroundings, whether you have an animal in your life or if you're able to engage in nature in any way, shape, or form. You guys also got salt bath, remember? So I definitely think that grounding yourself will be very useful. If you have an animal, use them for therapy. They love it. Most of them do anyway. But it's also just about reconnecting with that natural side to you. Yes, we're sophisticated human beings, but we're also just a part of this beautiful natural world. So putting ourselves back in that place of of connecting with our more primal side, whether that's, you know, just taking a hike or a walk or a simple stroll through our own backyard, barefoot, toes in the grass, you know. I know that some of you guys are in the northern hemisphere and it's snowing, so even if it's just cupping a bit of snow in your hands for a little while and feeling connected to that cold, tingly sensation, there's a feeling here that you need to embrace your surroundings, and engaging in natural activities can be a wonderful way to stay grounded and to remain present. I think that the main reason we got this card is to really invite you to engage in your surroundings more. We also got new beginnings, so I definitely feel like we need to end something in order for something new to come in. We need to clearly decide what we want in order for the universe to open another door for us. We're in this weird state of wanting something new, but not really being ready for it yet because we can't trust the information we're receiving. I think that if we trust the information we have and that we really tell ourselves in the universe, I'm ready, and then we make room for that new beginning. Some of you have already done this. You've already purged things out of your life. Others of you, you do need to clearly decide what you want and how ready you are for this so that the universe can give you this new beginning. We have talent here as well, so you are very skilled. You have this gift of just inner knowing, and not a lot of people have that, my group ones. It keeps coming out for you. You are an incredibly unique person, and I feel like most of you have a unique purpose in this life. I think that you have a lot of potential, and the universe is really trying to awaken you to that. I think that what is happening in your life right now is to realign you with your talents and what you were meant to do in this lifetime. I think that whatever transition you're going through, as long as you're honoring that inner knowing, you can't fail here. You really can't. And lastly, I just want to get you an affirmation card as well. My group ones, please. What affirmation card will be useful for them? We have, I heal myself on all levels. Wherever I am, this is a healing atmosphere. It blesses me and brings peace to me and to all those around me. So this is crazy because it is kind of indicating that there's parts of you that you need to pay a little bit more attention to. We did have heal your shadows, so I definitely think, I'll show you the back here, just taking that introspective time, using it productively to understand your feelings and where they're stemming from, to really trust that inner knowing and to trust that inner guidance. The back of this card says, I deserve good in my life. The back of this deck, sorry. The back of this card says, I'm willing to go beyond my own limitations. I am wonderful and I deserve and accept all the good that life has to offer. And I honestly love that because big yes, you are. Okay, my group ones, that is what I have for you. Do check the links below to have a look at the Blonde Psychics video as well and compare notes, basically. See if she's covered something that I've missed here. That's the most important thing, is we can never have too much knowledge. Information is key. Information is power. So look after your wonderful selves. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I shall see you in another video. Bye. Hi, group 2, and welcome. I'm just going to move that so it's a bit more. I think that's flat. I don't know. I don't realize until I'm editing how not flat the surface is, if that makes sense. Anyway, goodness, what a way to start your group. Group 2, if you chose the Howlite Crystal, then this is going to be your reading. Today we are asking the Spirit about the blocks and challenges you may currently be facing. We're going to be Well, first I'll be going into what those challenges may be, and then more importantly, we're going to be getting advice on how you can overcome those blocks and challenges, especially as we close this year. Is there anything else that you could possibly be doing to help you get to where you need to be? Now, today's video is in collaboration with the Blonde Psychic. I do have a link to her video down below. We've both covered the same topic. Our videos released at the same time, so I think it would be really good to go cross-reference some information, see if it matches, see if there's anything new that I may have missed as well. We also have a giveaway, so that giveaway is being hosted on the community section of my channel. If you would like to enter, this is only going to be running for 7 days, so a very short giveaway, and you will go into the draw to win my deck and her deck. I will also be throwing in some crystals and sage as well. Let's get into this. My group 2s, please, Spirit. What are the blocks and challenges group 2 are facing? Oh, hello. Oh, I always get excited when I see the Emperor. I don't know why. It's just like, hello. Very strong energy, our Aries people. All right, what's going on with my group twos? What are the blocks and challenges they're facing? The Six of Swords, okay. The Temperance. So you have a lot of fire around you. What is going on with my group twos? We have the Five of Cups. I don't really want to take those. We'll see if they come out again, but I don't think that's really a part of your story. What's going on here? Can I clarify the Emperor, please? Page of Wands, but he's kind of reversed, so I'll keep that in mind. I might put it like that. What's going on with the Six of Swords? Oh, hello. This is a lot. Okay. I just need to mentally take note of these messages. So we have a lot of eights here, a lot of confusion, a lot of uncertainty, wanting to move forward and leave something behind, but not being able to see the path. You feel like there are secrets, and if you just knew more, it would be an easier choice to make. I feel like you're hiding feelings about something. You really want success in some area of your life. The Ten of Pentacles is giving me this indication of wanting something long-lasting. Some of you this is a relationship. It feels like you're wanting a higher level of commitment with someone, but you're unable to express how you truly feel. There's confusion here between the Seven of Cups, the Moon, the Eight of Swords, the Eight of Cups, the Queen of Wands reversed. I think some of you are confused about how this person feels about you. Some of you are questioning whether this energy is mirrored. Like, does this person feel the same? Is the attraction shared? If this isn't a relationship, it's almost like you're just wanting to know, like, when this is going to happen. There's a lot of uncertainty here. There's a lot of confusion. You're like, if you do take a leap towards this, it feels like you'll be shooting an arrow into the dark and just hoping it hits its target. The Queen of Wands is indicating a lot of attraction to this, though. There's a strong pull towards this, even though there's a lot of fear. I definitely think that you're seeking some sort of closure. There's some sort of healing here. There's a desire to work through things because we've got the Ten of Pentacles on the line here. There's a desire to solve the unsolvable questions because there is so much potential. And I definitely think that you're dreaming about this as well, some of you. Why is Temperance in this spread, please? The Wheel of Fortune. You really want this to happen, but you're just feeling like you've had a bad string of events lately. It feels like in your heart you know what the right choice is, but you don't want to rush in and look like a fool. I think that there's a lot of healing that needs to happen here in order for this to happen. Like, there needs to be some sort of conversation about the future. You need to overcome other people's opinions as well in order for this to work, and some of you may even need to leave something else. Like, the Three of Swords is saying that you've got to heal something here, either another relationship or another circumstance or simply your own fears. You've got to put the hard word on yourself and really commit to this if this is what you want. What's going on with my Five of Cups? Can I clarify that card, please? Oh my gosh. We've got the King of Wands reversed. So we had the Queen of Wands before. And now we've got, no, there she is. She's back. The Queen and the King, both attracted, but not looking at each other. The Queen of Wands is like looking over here, and the King of Wands is here staring at the Queen behind her back. Like, pay attention to me. See me, feel me. I just want this. Goodness me. All right, so this collection of cards is saying that, first of all, you do have a period of your cycle coming to an end, in the sense that it's actually a happy thing. I feel that this needs to be an opportunity to celebrate your successes rather than look at what you haven't achieved. I think this has been a long time coming. This could be a reunion for some of you as well. This has been a long time coming. The King of Cups, there's something about your emotions here, not being afraid to say how you truly feel. I think that this block or challenge is that you're very in control of how you feel. The Ten of Wands reversed is indicating this inability to dedicate yourself to this task of just getting over that final hoop. It's almost like when push comes to shove, you always back out at the last minute. The Magician card is saying that you can use your words to your effect, or to your advantage, should I say. I definitely feel that the Magician card is asking for you to look at this in a more positive way, as in a way of actually achieving what you have your eye on. I think that the Magician's energy is a very crafty energy, in the sense that this is someone who confidently, almost blindly believes that they can achieve what they want to achieve. I definitely think that you're able to overcome these challenges. I just think it's about having that confidence to really push through that last bit of confidence issues, that last little bit of doubt, that last little bit of swallowing your tongue. I think when push comes to shove, you will be very successful here if you believe in yourself. The Magician card is saying that confidence is one of your blocks or challenges. The Six of Pentacles is telling me that timing is one of your blocks or challenges. You feel like you don't have enough time to give to this person or this situation. This situation needs more balance, it needs more effort, it needs more time, it needs more kindness. There's a sense of charity with this card. I think it's about doing what you deserve to have done. It's almost like some of you need to tell yourself that you deserve this in your life. The Death card is saying that this ending is going to spark a new beginning. So I feel like some of you guys, you have an ending and then you have a new beginning as well. The energy behind this card is some sort of mystery. It's that energy that we got up here. This feeling of you don't really want to walk away from something until you know what you're walking into. And unfortunately, that's not how it works. I feel like you can't necessarily have your cake and eat it in this situation. In order to be successful, you've got to make this decision and execute it with confidence. The Death card is saying that this will be a purging process of really needing to let go of things that have ended. It's almost like you need to face the fact that something has died, or something has at least ended in your life. And I think that this acceptance will lead to the renewal that you are craving, this rebirth that you are craving. The High Priestess reverse is saying that you're really turning off your intuition in this situation because it's almost like you just want to focus on the facts. I think that this is a block or challenge for you because there's almost too many secrets here. There's too much mystery here. There's too much unknown. You just want truth. You want clarity. You want someone to shine a light on the situation. I think that this is a block or challenge because it's been weighing on your mind for some time. The Ten of Swords could also be a feeling of betrayal. You don't want to betray someone, and you definitely don't want to hurt yourself any more than you have to as well. The Tower card is saying that there is going to be an unexpected turn of events soon, and I think that the more that you continue to lie to yourself, the more that your surroundings will continue to lie to you. It's this catalyst effect of once you compromise your authenticity in one area of your life, you find yourself surrounded by inauthentic circumstances. For example, if you tell yourself you're satisfied with your job and you settle for what you have there, you will find a relationship that you settle for as well. You will find a friendship that you settle for as well, even though it isn't fully enriching to your lifestyle. And I feel like this is all leading up to a Tower moment where it all just needs to change because none of it is actually meant for you. So the last card we have here is the Empress, and this card is talking about an inability to grow. Your circumstances feel very stuck. They feel very limited. It feels like you have no resources. It feels like you are cut off from life source in the sense of you're watching other people around you blossom and grow. Some of you, there is a feminine character in your life who perhaps could be an inspiration towards growth. Some of you, you may feel limited by the fact that you have children and you have to consider the needs of other people in your life or your children before your own. I just feel like you're in a very stuck and stagnant energy, regardless of other people in the situation. It feels like you yourself are looking at this as, no matter what I do, I just can't grow. And the ideas are there, the inspiration is there, but that when it comes down to it, you'd never really rise to the occasion in a way that is able to instigate the growth that you deserve. And I really mean that. You definitely deserve growth. So technically, those were all tangents, my group twos. When we look at your reading in terms of what is in front of me, the first card I'm being called towards is the Queen of Wands reversed. And I definitely think that this is a relationship for some of you. For most of you, if I'm honest, my group twos, it feels like you're confused about how someone in your life feels about you, whether they're attracted to you as well. It feels like this is a block because it's constantly on your mind. And over here with the Emperor, your main block is that you're really trying to control everything here. You're really trying to understand everything. You're trying to assert yourself in a way that you don't want to make a move until you're aware of every possible risk. The Emperor is a wonderful energy, but it's also the energy of understanding things enough in order to move forward. Like, how can I describe this better? I'm really just pulling this down to simple brass tacks, but I interpret the Emperor as someone who isn't afraid to move forward, but they do have to be aware of what they may lose in order to do so. And I think that that is where you're at. There's a desire to move forward, but you just want to be sure of what you may lose if you do so. And for some of you, your ego is really afraid of being hurt. For some of you, you're really afraid of rejection here. With the Page of Wands, this is something new for you. This is something that is very exciting. It's very passionate, but there's a hesitancy because you don't really know what lies ahead here. And when I think of the pages, I think of an inexperienced, youthful energy. But this is the page of passion, of creation, of desire, of purpose. I definitely think that there's a reason why you're so attracted to this. And even if it results in a rejection, I think that there is a lot to learn here. I don't really feel like, we'll get the oracle cards and then let's figure out what actually happens. But I think that your main fear in this circumstance is rejection. Now, coming over here to the Six of Swords, we have some sort of cycle that needs to be healed in order to move forward. We're being asked to go back to something old and to reevaluate whether there's anything left there to salvage. For some of you, this being a swords card, it's about going back to an old idea, an old thought, an old action, and to re-examine if there's a better way to do it or a way to do it again even better. That's exactly the same thing twice. Anyway, this does involve healing something. It does involve getting some people out of the boat because they're a little bit too heavy for this journey. And it also involves an act of being slightly selfish because you have to consider your own needs here. You have to consider the fact that you have your future on the line here. You have your Ten of Pentacles on the line here. I'm reminded of those collections of cards that we had underneath this column, and it's telling me that yes, there is a lot of confusion. Yes, there may be a lot of uncertainty, but what is riding on the other end of all of that is a lot of potential with this Ten of Pentacles. It's a lot of like legacy, a lot of connection, a sense of creating your own family even. I think that the potential to succeed, and keep in mind, I'm just tapping in for a quick 30 minutes, but the potential to succeed far outweighs the sense of potentially being rejected. Like, rejection is just a quick no, and then you're able to move forward and focus on the things that are going to matter. I think that for whatever reason, this is something that could really lead to the Ten of Pentacles, which is a legacy, a family, a community, something that lives long before you do. You know, it feels like even though there is confusion here, it's about standing up for yourself and really just focusing on what is best for you in this situation. And if you need to know, then you need to know. And we have Temperance over here in the third column. So Temperance for me is this feeling of being controlled again. It's a feeling of being self-restrained. I feel like you're really just trying to feel the situation out by acting appropriately and not doing anything out of order. It's this sense of maintaining order, maintaining the status quo. And usually Temperance isn't a negatively geared card, but in this sense, I feel you really holding back. I feel that this is a block for you because there's so much more that you want to do. And what's interesting is that this card is ruled by Sagittarius, and it's being clarified by a card that's ruled by Jupiter. These two share the same energy. They're both cards of shooting your shot and knowing when to take that risk, knowing when to step outside of the box, knowing that you have to be in it to win it, essentially. Standing on the outside looking in doesn't give you a fairer chance of being successful. In fact, it's removing yourself from the situation altogether. I feel like the Wheel of Fortune reverse is acknowledging that your circumstances have been against you at times and they haven't made it easy for you to be successful here. But the more that you choose to focus on that and the less you choose to focus on your own actions, then the more blocked and challenged you will be. It's about internalizing that and not internalizing that, referring that back to, well, how can I make this situation work for me instead? Yes, it's been a terrible year with a series of unfortunate events, but if I can do anything to change these circumstances, what would that look like? As crazy or outlandish as it may be with the Temperance Sagittarius energy, as unexpected and out of character as it may be, what would those actions look like? The Five of Cups upright here is saying that one of your blocks or challenges is that you almost preempt your loss before it's happened. Your mind tends to go down pessimistic pathways where you are preparing yourself for losing before you've even won, before you've even laid the offer. It's like someone going to an auction house and before they even start betting, they start telling people, oh, it's horrible losing at these things. I hate it when I lose every single time. It's so frustrating. And it's like, bro, the auction hasn't even started yet. How are you entertaining these horribly sad thoughts? And I don't doubt that in your past you have experienced these feelings before. I don't doubt that you've had to experience loss or rejection before. But it isn't fair for you to dictate your future based on what you've experienced in your past. This card is saying, do not let your past hold you back. And honestly, this pessimism is really just limiting your potential here. With the King of Wands reversed, I really feel like you have your eye on the prize, but your mind on the losing. It's like your eyes on the prize, but your mind is on the fact that you probably won't win anyway, so why would you try? And it's this mentality that is really blocking your potential. So let's get into the oracle cards. Hey, we'll start with my oracle deck and we'll see what Spirit has to say about how you can overcome these challenges. Group 2, please, Spirit. What do they need to know about these blocks and challenges and how they can overcome them? What can you tell us about this situation? Okay, that's interesting. What can you tell us about this situation? Oh, there's a lot of attraction here, especially if it's a person. Oh, wow. Yeah, okay, all right. So it's pretty simple, you guys. First of all, you need to stop focusing on what other people will think, especially if it's a family member or close friends who are like family. I think that it's about being selfish. You don't have to make it a big public thing at first, especially if you're afraid of public rejection. I think it's about choosing your moment so that it's solely about you and whatever the situation is. I think that the main advice in this deck is to really focus on the fact that you don't know unless you try. And if you continue to let other people's opinions matter, then they will continue to matter in every aspect of your life. There's this knock-on effect with you guys. I'm not going to lie. Group 2, it's this feeling of the minute you let somebody's opinion matter here, then somebody else's opinion matters there. It's like that analogy I was talking about before. If you lie to yourself in your workplace and say that even though you hate your job, it's probably all that you deserve doing anyway. It translates into other areas of your life. It translates into your relationships, your friendships, the way people at the store will treat you. And it just has this knock-on effect. I feel like it's about honoring what you truly want here, collaborating with the right people, and keeping it private if you do need to in the beginning so that you're not suffering a public rejection if that's what you're worried about. The first card that came out for you here was the 7, and I feel like this is actually the 7 of Swords. I feel like someone is afraid of being sneaky or trickstery or just saying the wrong thing or doing the wrong thing. And this is translating into inaction. This fear is translating into not acting at all. And unfortunately, what that's doing is it's perpetuating more fear. It's perpetuating more delays, more blocks, more challenges. Spirit is highlighting the fact that worry isn't going to solve this problem. Worrying about it and overthinking it isn't going to solve this problem. We know that, but it's just a helpful reminder. Now, we also had this Devil card. I'm obsessed with your body. I need you to know that if this is a person, there is a lot of attraction here. And I definitely think that it's mirrored. It feels like it's somewhat taboo in the sense that this is something that has to be hidden. This is something that it feels like it's maybe just a lustful thing. Even if this isn't a relationship, Spirit is highlighting the fact that you tend to obsess over things in your life. You tend to really just amplify or hone in on one particular area. I almost feel like these circumstances, they don't have to be as tricky as they are. When I think of our devil energy, it's like you feel like you're a slave to the situation, but it's almost like changing that mentality so that you can use that energy, use it as passion forward rather than as something that's imprisoning you in your past, or something that's imprisoning you in a fantasy? How can you harness that passion into other areas of your life so that you aren't neglecting the things that you can control? I definitely think that you are very passionate people. You had so much fire in your spread, and it's about owning that passion for what it is and not neglecting it until it festers into this feeling of being a slave to things you can't have. The only reason you can't have it is because you told yourself you can't. You can actually have what you want here. We also have the Ten of Pentacles again, reversed this time. So the only limit is how you perceive your future. Spirit is saying nothing is set in stone. The rest is still unwritten in this situation. The future is being created right here, right now, with every passing second. You aren't confined to one specific timeline here. You can change this at any time through your own actions, thoughts, and behaviors. You definitely have a soulmate in your life who is feeling very, I want to say there's a strong sense of connection here, but there's this feeling of needing to realize, how can I word this? This is my Two of Cups, so I feel like a compromise needs to happen. Maybe it's as simple as having a heart-to-heart conversation with this person so that you're better able to understand each other's feelings. I think that there is genuine, true intentions behind this card, especially if there's two specific people involved. I feel like it's about genuinely understanding what you both want in this situation. Even if it's there, just having a heart-to-heart conversation. This person is quite invested in your happiness, and you can do no wrong if you're honest about how you feel. We have the Six of Swords here again, but this time upright. I feel like isolating isn't going to help you, my group twos. You need to act in this situation. You definitely need to come from a place of wanting healing, of breaking out of cycles that aren't helpful towards you. The Six of Swords upright is saying that it is about honoring yourself and moving forward with the people who do matter in this situation. We had the Six of Swords reversed in your spread, which was almost telling me that your blockage is that there are some heavy people in your boat who aren't helping you in your journey. They're just weighing your boat down and holding you back. So I think it's about moving forward in your life with the right people this time. With the Four of Cups reversed, it's about honoring the opportunities you have right here and now so you don't miss out. For some of you, you don't miss out again, is what I heard. You may have let a situation like this pass you in the past. I think that it's about really embracing every opportunity that you have, because tomorrow is never promised. The rest is still unwritten. The main way we can guarantee our future is by acting right here, right now. And your last card is the Four of Pentacles. So there is this fear of loss, this fear of rejection, or this fear of losing something that you already have. Honestly, you guys are my growth group, though. I do feel you wanting more, and unfortunately you can't have more until you challenge the stability you're currently experiencing. I think with the Four of Pentacles here, you do need to get out of this hoarder mentality, this idea that everything in your life currently is serving a long-term purpose. I definitely think that there are changes coming for the better so that you are surrounded by the things that are meant to be there. And even if that means that some of the things you got to let go of have been in your life for a while now, it's about realizing that there's something more purposeful, more meaningful that is meant for you out there. And we do need to let go of the things that no longer serve us. And for some of you, this is as simple as a mentality, letting go of a mentality that is no longer serving us. My group twos, please, Spirit. What information do you have about how they can overcome their blocks and challenges from this beautiful deck by the Blind Psychic? Oh, hello. Yes, that's everything that I was talking about. Oh my gosh, you are my huge group. All right, listen, we got way too many cards for you. My throat is already sore. First of all, we have connect with your happy. Surround yourself with the people who actually make you feel happy, who actually give you that passion that you're looking for. Really trust your intuition, my group twos. I don't just say this for no reason. Trusting my intuition led me to being the most successful and happiest I've ever been in my life. So I definitely think that that is where you should, I mean, I'm biased. I am a tarot reader. I'm a little bit biased, but the message here is that you can trust your intuitive downloads. We have talk to the water. That is interesting. So there is this element of healing, water under the bridge here. And I do think that you need to have a heart-to-heart conversation with someone in order to do that. I think that it's about talking openly and honestly so that you're able to move forward with your life, whatever that means. We have refocus your energy. Yes, there are some things in your life that are taking too much of your time, and the best way that you can work through this block or challenge is to actually take control of the situation in the best way that you can. I think that if you have the opportunity to discuss how you are feeling with the people around you, seize it and really just make the most out of those opportunities, because the Four of Cups reversed is saying that we don't want you to miss out on opportunities here. We don't want you to continue questioning and lingering on in this way. Even if it's not the answer you're expecting, at least it frees you up for what you truly deserve here. I think that focus your energy is also asking you to realize that this series of unfortunate events doesn't have to continue. We don't have to continue dwelling on how the past has done us wrong. We can instead project the future that we want now by really manifesting that in our present, which brings me to this card, Manifest. Spirit is saying that manifesting is a two-part step. You know, the first step is setting your intentions. The second step is doing your best to make that happen through the things that you can control. It's one thing to wish upon a star, but manifesting is also about taking that action. We can't just say we're going to be a millionaire one day and then continue working our minimum wage job, you know. Manifesting also relies on us stepping into the things that we can control and really taking accountability for our own actions, thoughts, and behaviors. We have throat chakra, so communicating authentically and from a place of really wanting people to hear you, really wanting your feelings to be heard here. This doesn't have to be as confusing as it is. And when that push comes to shove, when you do experience those confidence issues, Spirit is saying breathe through it, because you can do this. Calm your mind, your beautiful mind. I feel like this mind has given you the gift of being able to plan big and imagine big. But unfortunately, this beautiful mind can also be tainted with doubt and fear. It's about really just focusing on what you do know, and if there are still unanswerable questions, figure out ways that you can answer them in this case. We have find your soul tribe. You do have a soulmate around you who you seem to want to connect with. And this person apparently is quite impactful in your life. The message on that card was, my life started when I met you. So I did sense a feeling of separation for some of you there. I think that if you do have the opportunity to tell this person how you feel, you've really got to embody that energy and run with it, because these people instigate these feelings for a reason. If someone feels like they are connected to you or they feel like home, there is a reason. Even if it isn't meant to be a romantic relationship, there is a lot of lessons to be learned in those beautiful relationships. So I'm going to have to skip some of these decks because, goodness me, we're going overtime here and I've got to film 2 more groups. So my group 2s, what information do you have on how they can overcome their blocks and challenges, please? What information do you have on how they can overcome their blocks and challenges? Group 2, please. How can they overcome their blocks and challenges? Thank you. Oh, sweetheart, you have so much potential. You have so much success waiting on the other side of your truth. As soon as you reveal your truth, I think that you could be very happy. All right, my group 2s, please. What affirmation cards do they need? Thank you. That was very fast. I like that. All right, so if we start over here with this wonderful deck, we were given the healing card first, technically. The healing card is really confirming that 6 of Swords energy, the 2 of Cups energy, heart-to-heart conversations, expressing yourself, really talking about your feelings and taking your healing on board. We are responsible for our healings. Nobody else can do this for us. If there is something that you need to address, then definitely get onto that. Whether it's something emotional or physical, this healing card is really asking for you to examine your wounds further and to take responsibility of how you can heal yourself in this situation. We also have the Truth card here. So I definitely feel like honoring your truth and really sharing your truth with others is going to very quickly clear your blocks and challenges. We have the well-being card here, so honoring how you feel and honoring the fact that I feel like you need to hear that you deserve to feel and you deserve to love, and you can't always control your feelings or who you love or how you love as well. I think it's about really just appreciating your well-being here and knowing that the people who care about you will do the same. If they really care about you, then they'll want you to be happy. We also have beauty here, so recognizing your worth and appreciating the fact that you are somebody who deserves love and to be invested in. I think that if you really understand that, and this is giving me Venus energy, and Venus is this feeling of being devoted as well. I think that if there's something or someone who you really care about, it could even just be your parents, you know, maybe you haven't talked to these people for a while. It's about honoring the people or the things that you feel connected to, devoted to. I think that it's really about taking the time out of your day to appreciate the world around you as well and the circumstances you are faced with. This beauty card doesn't actually feel like yourself. I mean, I hope that you're honoring yourself and that you appreciate your worth, but I feel you almost looking at this person and they're looking at themselves, and you're like, well, how do I get their attention? And I definitely think that if you have an opportunity to get their attention, to tell them the truth, to tell them how much they mean to you, definitely seize that opportunity. I'm getting a FOMO energy here, this feeling of missing out, because we have family here. I think that you are someone who desires connection and people who mean a lot to you. We have the Soul Tribe card for you too, so you are attracting people into your life who are meant to be in your life for a long time. I think that these feelings are manifesting themselves for a reason, and it is really about honoring those feelings and following that feeling. Now, your last two cards are, I am at the center of peace. The back of this beautiful affirmation card says, in peace I live and move and experience life because I keep myself centered in inner peace. I have peace in my outer world. So it's really about embracing this healing as an opportunity to have peace in your life. I am free to be me. Yes, rising up to the occasion, really just standing up for what makes you happy and overcoming other people's opinions. We have, I see myself as being free. I am free in my mind, I am free in my body, I am free in my life. We are all sovereign beings, my group number twos. You deserve to be happy, you deserve to feel how you feel. And some of you need to know that we can't always choose who we love, you know, it just happens. Group 2, that is the message that I have for you. I hope that was informative. Definitely have a look at the Blonde Psychics video as well to see if there are confirming messages or completely new messages as well. Look after your wonderful selves. Don't forget to enter the Don't forget to enter the giveaway, and I shall see you in another video. Bye! Hi Group 3 and welcome. If you chose this gorgeous beach stone, then this is going to be your reading today. So Group 3, today's reading is very exciting, if I'm honest. I've been planning this reading with this beautiful reader for so long. It's a collaboration video, so the Blonde Psychic is also doing the same video, same topic. It's coming out at the same time. So I would recommend that you have a look at her reading if you haven't already, just to cross-check information and see if she covered anything that I missed as well. The other thing that I need to tell you before we get into it is that we do have a giveaway together. So if you would like to be a part of the giveaway, it's only running for 7 days. Then do have a look at the community section on my channel and be sure that you're entered. I will be drawing the winner a week from today, so hopefully that would be a lovely way to start the new year with some new oracle decks. So, Group 3, please, Spirit. What can you tell me about the blocks and challenges that Group 3 is facing currently? Oh. What are Group 3's blocks and challenges? Okay, listen. I'll take those cards, but we can't take half the deck. That's crazy. I mean, it's been a wild year, but that's a lot. That's we're going to be here all day. Okay, this is interesting, actually. What is going on for my Group 3s? Okay. I just heard your truth will be rewarded. This keeps coming up. I think some of us really just need to step into our truth. We have had a recent turn of events. Today marks the start of Saturn entering Aquarius, the age of Aquarius as people are calling it, and today is also the well, it's the summer solstice in Australia. I think it's the winter solstice in the northern hemisphere. And it's also a day when Jupiter and Saturn come into conjunction. So it's a lot of energy. This is at the time that I'm filming. This video won't go live until after all of this happens. But I'm really just like getting all these messages about truth for the collective at the moment. What is going on for my group 3s? What are their blocks and challenges? Wow. Oh. It's similar to group 2, but you guys have no reason to be afraid, because whatever you care about cares about you too. Oh, hello. Oh, okay. That's why we're a bit afraid. There might be another person involved in this picture. Okay, bottom deck energy is the Knight of Swords. So honestly, your biggest block or challenge is things aren't moving as fast as you want them to. That's what I feel with this Knight of Swords. There's a hastiness here to just act while you have the chance to act. And I don't think that this is necessarily a block. Let me just see if like I can feel that this is... It doesn't feel like it is though. I think that your message, my group 3s, is about confirming what you already know, what you already feel, so that when this opportunity manifests, you are able to speak your truth. We start your reading over here with the 8 of Swords reversed. So your biggest block is staying open-minded, is staying optimistic. At times your mind likes to go back to old ways of thinking or just old neural pathways that are very limiting to your potential. You know this about yourself. My group 3s, you're very self-aware. Your biggest struggle is staying in or out of, should I say, old patterns and beliefs, and really allowing yourself to believe in the new and breaking out of these cycles. This is being clarified by our 6 of Swords and Queen of Swords reversed. So I definitely think that thoughts, actions, beliefs here are blockages in a way, because we like to fall back on what feels familiar. We like to fall back on what's comfortable. And Spirit is indicating with these cards that you're very aware of this. You know this about yourself. You spend a lot of time reflecting upon this with the Queen of Swords. I think that you spend a lot of time trying to understand this deeper, so that it isn't affecting your future connections, your future opportunities. With the 6 of Swords reversed, I think that a block may be that we're going back to something that we thought we had healed. We're going back to an idea or an opportunity that we thought had passed. It had already happened, but now we have another chance to make it happen. For some of you, the difficulty is that we're being presented with the same opportunity, and the challenge is to not act in the same way, basically, to not do what we did last time. We have to do things differently now, in a way that is going to actually help us move forward, not cause us to repeat an old cycle. Over here with the Queen of Wands, I definitely feel like one of the blocks here is not understanding your true, I'm hearing like potential, but this has been coming up so much as well. I feel like you're a very attractive person, my group 3s, and I feel like I need to tell you that. I feel like you need to know that, because you almost don't realize it here. You don't realize how attractive you are in every sense of the word, because this card in your spread is saying that you are attracting something into your life, and it's almost like you're not really aware of it, or you're not really appreciating it for what it is. And the thing that you are attracting is this Knight of Cups. They're very ready to come towards you, but you're not really appreciating the fact that they want you, or the fact that this opportunity is looking for you. It's trying to find you. It's trying to connect with you. And I think that it's just simply about reminding yourself that you are worthy, and you are a being of love who is open to receive love. I think that affirmations would be very helpful for you, but we'll see what comes out in the healing part of your deck. So that is one of your blocks, is that you don't fully appreciate your worthiness here to receive, your attractiveness here to receive, because you are a magnetic person. And even if this isn't romantic, although I feel like it is, because it's the Knight of Cups, and just with the cards that follow, it just feels very emotions based. But even if it isn't, it's just about recognizing that you are an attractive person and you are attracting things into your life. Now in the fourth column, we have our Nine of Cups here. The Nine of Cups is usually a card that talks about emotional fulfillment of some sort of emotional success, a reason to feel recognized and proud of what you have. It's sometimes referred to as like a wish fulfillment. Now, I definitely think that this card is a block because, again, it's about really focusing on that, and it's about not letting these old beliefs pull you away from that. It's about recognizing that you can have what you want in this situation. You can have what the heart wants in this situation. I feel like this is an interesting block for you, my group threes. As I feel my way through this energy, it's almost like there's boredom behind this. It's almost like you're so focused with maintaining appearances that you don't realize you have 9 cups behind you. Your back is faced to your happiness. You're not facing the truth here. I think that the truth is you have a lot of security in terms of emotions, even if it's just like people who are supportive of you. Or I think that this is a hard thing to talk about because for some of you it's very difficult to stay happy. Your mind just won't let you some days, and that is one of your challenges. It's not really a block, my group threes. You're very self-aware. It's certainly a challenge you face, though, a challenge to appreciate your moments and opportunities to be happy. It's almost like you always have your back faced to them. I'm getting this feeling as though when something is presented to you, you take it with a grain of salt because you don't want it to be too good to be true. That may only apply to some of you. Obviously, don't wear that if it's not true. Don't take that on and make it your own if it's not true. But this card is being clarified by the Empress, which is just more energy of growth and success and abundance and nurture and devotion as well with the Taurian Venus roots. I definitely feel like you are someone who has so much around them, and your biggest challenge is just appreciating what you have. Your biggest challenge is staying happy. I think that this is something that you're very self-aware of, and you are in fact in a very attractive energy to the point where, look who's on the other side here. Someone, again, you're not looking at them, but they're coming in. They're really just wanting to be a part of your world. I'm literally hearing that Ariel song that's come out a few times. I want to be where the people are. I can't sing. My throat is not working for me today, but yeah, I definitely think that this is a struggle because you're so self-aware and you do try. I think that you're in a very attractive energy, and it's just about your challenge is something you already know. This is a very confirming message for you. It's about really just staying in this energy of trying to be present, trying to be happy, trying to seize opportunity as it comes, acknowledging your blessings and being grateful for what you have. This is a challenge for you. You don't really have many blocks. Your only block is impatience. Because as we move over here with the Ace of Swords, one of the blocks here is being able to take a new idea and turn it into something with the Ace of Swords. Aces are opportunities, and the Ace of Swords could be a new opportunity to communicate, a new opportunity to think. It's about committing to that, though. I think that when you receive a new opportunity, you receive it with a grain of salt, like, okay, but is it real? Can I trust this? Especially if it's like a new idea or something that someone is telling you. You're like, okay, that's nice, but until your actions prove it, like, I'm not going to invest in it. Because this energy is also being clarified by the Seven of Pentacles. So I feel like you have opportunity coming to you, and the challenge is to actually let this opportunity grow into something. I think it's very healthy to have the boundaries that you have. I think that you're incredibly self-aware. You technically don't have any blocks. Your biggest block is patience and giving yourself and this situation time to occur or to happen, full stop. The Seven of Pentacles here, clarifying the Ace of Swords, is this energy of impatience, but also appreciating the fact that hard work hard work pays off. I think that you're testing this situation. Whatever this is, whatever new information comes to you, whatever truth comes to you, whatever new idea comes to you, you're testing it. You're like, okay, that's nice, but prove it. My sevens for me are like tests, and this is the test of time. The Seven of Pentacles is how much patience do you have, because this is going to take a long time to grow. So your challenge is the test of time, but I also see you testing the new things in your life, the new ideas. You're almost being challenged to test your own ideas into making them more long-lasting, into looking at ways to really maximize the things that you're coming out of, the things that you're creating in your mind. I think it's like a very entrepreneurial energy of, you know, you guys are watching some sort of TV show and you notice that one of the people on the show is always like trying to get the hair out of their eyes, or you just look at something that they're doing and you think, goodness, why don't they use that instead? And other people would go, yeah, that'd be really cool. Someone should invent that. Whereas you're actually here wondering, well, how could I? It's this entrepreneurial energy of how can I maximize this and make it into something that is going to stand the test of time? How can I take this idea and turn it into a little mini empire, basically? How can I take this and create something bigger out of it? So it's not really a block, but you definitely have your own challenges here, and your challenges are patience overall. I think your challenge is also facing the opportunities that come to you, especially with love. Your challenge is being open to romantic gestures. I think that when people come towards you, they struggle to actually have a go with the Empress, because the Empress is focusing on other things. The Empress is over here looking at the Pentacles, while this person is like following the Empress, trying to get the Empress's attention. It's crazy. Let's have a look at your oracle cards and we'll see what comes out. So what is the advice for my group threes? How can they overcome these challenges, or what information do they need to know about their circumstances? You guys are very self-aware. My group threes, please. What information will be helpful towards their journey? Ooh, okay, this has come out for all of the groups, so I think it must serve a purpose. Are we going to take that? Yes. Okay. Okay, so in this beautiful deck by the Blonde Psychic, we have Walk in Nature. I definitely feel like you're very grounded people. I think that it's about doing those things that you, like for some of you, if you enjoy gardening, definitely make time to do that. For others of you, if you do enjoy walking along the beach or in some form of natural habitat, definitely take the time to do that. This card is really just about connecting with your surroundings and finding time to feel connected to this beautiful world that we were born into as well. We have Take Back Control. So that's interesting, because I think that this is internal for you. This is all about your mind. This is all about your appreciation for yourself and for the cycles that you sometimes find yourself in with the Eight of Swords. It's this constant looping of negativity that I think you're very aware about. You know this about yourself, and you do everything you can to get out of it. In fact, one of the ways that probably helps you is journaling, or at least writing about it or talking about it to the right people. Even if this is a very private thing that you go through, I definitely think that you have your own methods or your ways of coping this. If you're looking for other ways, journaling is a wonderful way of just expressing how you authentically feel, because nobody else has to look at this. It can be completely private. And a journal is different to a diary, because instead of dating it and saying, today I did this, you can literally just write exactly how you feel. It doesn't have to have a rhyme. It doesn't have to have a reason. It can just come from that beautiful place within, however painful or ugly as it appears. It's about just expressing yourself authentically without the fear of being judged, because nobody else has to read that. We have Talk to the Water. So this is interesting. This card came out for the last group as well. I definitely feel like you have a lot of supportive energy around you. For me personally, my culture comes from the water, so this isn't a foreign concept to me, where we have to be connected to our surroundings in order to understand ourselves, and that can be translated in every aspect. It's about really just connecting with the present moment and understanding your circumstances for what they are. I think that connect or talk to the water, if you are someone who feels really safe and almost cleansed by swimming or bathing, then that is something that might be able to help you just feel more grounded as well. But otherwise, I think that this confirms that energy of really connecting with your surroundings and doing the best you can to feel connected to the world that you live in as well. We have work with a life coach here. So if there is someone in your life who you trust, who you feel that you're able to get advice from, this card could be indicating that it's time to reach out to them and to have an open conversation with them about how you are feeling, whether they're a friend or a professional or anything in between, you know. It's about really drawing on the supports that we have access to as well. We don't have to go through this journey alone, especially if we're not coping well with this Eight of Swords. We have talk to your angels. So if you're finding that in this physical 3D world, you're relying, your supports are very limited, then by all means call on your guides, call on your angels, call on a source or God, whoever it is that you believe in or whoever it is that you feel around you. I know that a lot of people struggle to do this, so I would encourage talking to like a loved one who may have passed on, or just talking to the air around you and saying, I don't know if you're there, but I would like to connect with my guides. I'm not doing very well. This is what's been going on in my life lately. I just need a sign. I need this, or I want to be here. How can I do that? It's about having that open dialogue, because the truth is you are never alone. Even when you feel disconnected from that ethereal support, it is always there. We always have angels, spirit guides watching out after us, and even ancestors, ancient ancestors. Their purpose is fulfilled through our purpose being fulfilled. So there's this knock-on effect. They want us to succeed because it is them succeeding as well. We have the third eye chakra here, so trusting your intuitive mind, trusting the messages that are finding you, and also being open to connect to those messages, really knowing when your intuition is trying to tell you something as well, giving yourself a quiet space to be able to listen to that voice, because it isn't always a loud voice. Your intuition is this tiny little niggling feeling 9 times out of 10. And if our lives become chaotic and disruptive and very distracting with our 3D world, we sometimes miss out on picking up on that beautiful little voice. So let's get some more cards. I'm going to use the beautiful deck of character as well for my group 3s, please, Spirit. Group 3, how can they overcome their blocks and challenges? How can Group 3 help elevate their circumstances? I feel like you guys are very aware of what you do know. Wow, hello. How can Group 3 help elevate their circumstances? Oh, this is beautiful. Okay. So you need to appreciate the fact that whatever lull you found yourself in, you're allowed to be like this. I feel like some of you either have to be doing really good or you have to be doing really bad. And anything in between just feels like, what's going on? What's happening? It's almost like you get addicted to the chaos or you just get addicted to the busyness. I think that that's both chaos in different ways, whether it's successful or limiting. And you're allowed to just take a break and walk in nature and talk to the water and enjoy your moment for what it is. Now, the first card that you technically got was the swamp card in this beautiful deck. This feeling of toxicity around you. I feel like the swamp is a fear of being judged. For some of you, that may not be applicable for all of you, but I just see all the eyes in this picture and I see that swamp puddle, and it's almost like people are looking at you, expecting you to fall in. And there's this fear of perhaps failing in the eyes of others, or at least falling and looking like a fool in front of other people. I think that it's really about just focusing on what truly matters in this situation and appreciating that whatever stuck situation you found yourself in, it is actually temporary. And some of these people are watching because they want to see you win. They want to see you jump over the swamp. They want to see you successfully make your way through this tough situation. I think that there are people invested in your circumstances, but it's about switching that perception from, oh, they're just here because they want to see me fail, to they're here because they want to see me succeed. Now, for others of you, I think that there are people in the peripherals here who don't even know that you're going through a swamp right now. They don't even know that you're experiencing this cycle. And it's about letting these people know, because they are invested in you and they want you to do well. Now, the other card you got was Baby Angel, and I think that that's interesting because it fits in with the Talk to Your Angels card. This card is really saying that you do have youthful energy around you who is invested in your support, and some of these people aren't as foreign as ancient ancestors. Some of these energies are people that you've known in this lifetime who are watching over you and want you to be successful. So definitely call on your angels for support. The other reason this card is here is because the Spirit is saying that you've almost dismissed an idea before it had a chance to be fully grown. There's a feeling as though there's something here that could be growing into something more if you just let it touch you first. You have to leave yourself open to this opportunity. Don't end it before it's had a chance to thrive, essentially. That's a really sad message, but I really think that there's something here that needs a fair go. It needs a chance to succeed. That could be a tangent though. We have Love Goddess here. So embracing your beautiful self for everything that it is. And your journaling process may be helpful to include a little self-love journal or diary as well. At least doing this when you're feeling low, or even when you're feeling great, you know. Especially when you're feeling great, taking time to write a list of all the things that you love about yourself, not the things that you like. Every sentence should start with, I love my eyes, I love my hair, I love my body, I worship, or maybe let's just stick to love, I love my face, you know, just really embracing yourself and starting that list of affirmations as well, if that's helpful for you. We also have House Under Construction. So Spirit is reminding you that the rest here, like, you still have a lot of progress ahead of you. Even though you're in this Empress energy, this sense of accomplishment, this feeling of security and success, you actually have a lot more growth to undergo. And I think that it's going to happen. We just don't need to always control the timing here. We don't need to get frustrated by the fact that it isn't happening fast enough. Because your biggest challenge was feeling impatient as well, and feeling frustrated by the fact that the things in your life seem to be taking forever to happen. And the other card is the Cauldron. So Spirit wants you to know that things are stewing, things are bubbling. As long as you've, set that intention, you've done what you can to fill the ingredients in this pot, all you can do now is to wait until it's finished cooking, and then you can receive what you're cooking, what you've got stewing in the oven there, or in the cauldron. All right. Spirit is also saying, look at the signs. So that's interesting. There are signs apparently being shown to you about people, about situations. You're being shown signs. Group 3, what information do you have for them on how they can overcome their challenges? Group 3, please. Oh, that's beautiful. Healing some sort of love situation, apparently. Spirit's saying you need to trust that this is going to happen exactly when it is meant to happen. They haven't forgotten. You need to know that, my Group 3. Spirit hasn't forgotten what you want. In fact, if you keep saying it, that's a beautiful way of reminding it to yourself that you've set that intention. I definitely think that you need to trust in the divine process and that these things are falling into place. I feel like there is someone or something traveling towards you. Unfortunately, I can't predict the time frame. I think that most of your blocks seem to be you wanting to know the time that this is going to happen. But really, the main message I'm getting is that it is happening. It's just happening in the way that it's meant to happen, at the divine timing, in divine timing, at the divine plan, at the divine's plan. So I think that you need to know that something is moving towards you, and you need to be ready and open to receive it, because it could involve you reacting to it as well. Just because this thing is moving towards you doesn't mean it's going to be everything you've wanted it to. I'm getting a push-pull dynamic here of you needing to react to it, to show that you're ready and accepting of this opportunity when it comes. It's almost like this is moving towards you, and then you may need to move towards it as well to show your commitment to this. we have love. So Spirit is saying that the best way that you can overcome your blocks and challenges is by continuing to focus on love, healing that beautiful heart chakra, bringing love into every situation you find yourself in, writing that list of self-love affirmations, embodying the love goddess, embodying the Empress's energy, and reminding yourself that the universe has not forgotten about you. What is meant for you will inevitably find you. And to close your reading, I will just get affirmation cards. My group 3, please, Spirit, what affirmations will be helpful to their journey in terms of their blocks and challenges? Oh my God, there's so many flies in my house. It's because it's summer in the far north. We get so many flies. All right. Ooh. Oh my days. I just want to, wow. I am on an ever-changing journey. This is your first affirmation card. My life is never stuck or static or stale. That is hilarious. My life is never stuck or static or stale, for each moment is new and fresh. Every ending is a new point of beginning. You are really just being called to stop and smell the roses until this new beginning is ready to enter your life. We have, I create wonderful new beliefs for myself. And listen, isn't that applicable to that 8 of Swords energy? My consciousness is now being filled with positive thought patterns that contribute to my health, wealth, and loving relationships. My consciousness, can I say that word? My consciousness is now being filled with positive thought patterns that contribute to my health, wealth, and loving relationships. Oh, I love that so much for you, Group 3. I hope this reading was informative for you. Do remember to have a look at the Blonde Psychics video as well to see if there's other messages that are needing to find their way into your life. Don't forget about the giveaway. I hope this reading was informative. Remember to take what resonates. Do not let the rest take from you. And I shall see you in another video. Bye! Hi Group 4 and welcome. If you chose the citrine quartz crystal, then this is going to be your reading. So, did I say Group 1? Oh my gosh, I hope I said Group 4. I guess only post filming Lorraine will know. But Group 4, today's video is very exciting. We have a few little bit of housekeepings to get out of the way. First of all, this is a collaboration video. We're going to be looking at your blockages and challenges, and more importantly, how can you overcome them. This video is done in collaboration with the Blonde Psychic, who is also a beautiful tarot reader here on YouTube. Her video is currently live as well. A link to that video will be down below. We also have a joint giveaway, which you can enter by visiting the community tab on my channel. Make sure that you tick all the boxes in terms of how to enter, and then the winner will be drawn in exactly 7 days' time before the end of this year. It could be a beautiful way to start the new year with some new oracle decks. So let's get into it, hey? That housekeeping, get that out of the way. That was less than a minute. All right, Group 4. What is going on for you? What are your blocks and challenges? Ooh. Group 4, what are their blocks and challenges, Spirit? What's going on for these guys? Wow. The Queen of Cups, your heart. You're perceiving your emotions as a block or a challenge right now. Group 4, what are their blocks and challenges right now? We have the Ace of Wands. This is interesting. All of these groups have been so vastly, like there is a collective energy that is similar, but it's taken some strange tangents. Group 4, what are their blocks and challenges? What are their blocks and challenges? I'm actually getting a similar energy to Group 3 now. We have Temperance reversed. One of your blocks or challenges, patience. Group 4, what are their blocks and challenges? Oh, hello. Oh, wow. Okay. We got the Two of Cups now. Oh my days. Yeah, emotions. For some of you, this is like a soulmate or someone who feels like a soulmate, but you're not sure if they are, and you don't know how to approach them, and you don't know when they're going to approach you, and so you're just focusing on other things, but in doing so, your emotions aren't invested, or you feel too invested for what you've been given. It doesn't really make sense. Let's get some clarifying cards. What's going on with my Queen of Cups? What's happening with her? Why is this a block or a challenge? Because there's fear. And fear leads to inaction, which leads to pain. What about the Ace of Swords? Why is this a block? The Ace of Wands. Why is the Ace of Wands a block? The Fool. Unable to start. You don't want to be the one to do it because you don't want to look like a fool, but you also don't want to miss out on an opportunity. Oh, and so the struggle begins. I don't want to look like a fool, but I don't want to miss out on the opportunity either. And Spirit is like, well, what do you want? What do you actually want? Temperance, what's happening here? I can relate. I'm laughing, but listen, I can relate. Group 4, what is happening with the Temperance card? Why is this a block or a challenge? Oops, excuse me. Oh, come on now. You're being ridiculous. That's a silly way of making all the cards come out. The Ten of Pentacles. Temperance is a block because you don't know if this is something that is worth investing in. But you can't deny that you have such strong feelings. You think that if you just give yourself time to figure this out, then all will be well. The Hanged Man is saying that there is a better way of looking at this situation. I definitely think that you're feeling blocked by whether or not, is this something that's worth investing in? Is this going to be a stable connection? And over here with the Two of Cups, the only reason why there is a cross desires energy here, why you're afraid of, like, what if this person doesn't feel the same way, is because you haven't clearly expressed how you feel towards them. You've withheld that information. So your bottom deck energy is the Ten of Wands. So first of all, Spirit is saying, sweetheart, you're overthinking a heck of a lot of this to the point where it's actually taking away from your energy. It doesn't have to be this demanding. In fact, there are other areas of your life you can focus on as well. The Ten of Wands is also saying that you're taking a lot of responsibility here, perhaps too much responsibility, my group 4s. I feel that some of you are taking on the responsibility of making all of this happen when it isn't actually your role. So it's about re-examining what is your responsibility and what do you maybe need to release in order to gain any form of traction here. For example, if you're trying to control timing or if you're trying to control this person's behaviors, thoughts, and actions, then you're really needing to just let that be and surrender that back to whose responsibility it is. We can only control ourselves, and that goes for the other person in this equation as well. So, wow, I feel like this is very much a romantic situation. I mean, I'm going to struggle to not see it that way, especially with the cards that have come out for you guys. I think this is very interesting, my group 4s. If we start over here with the Queen of Cups, upright, you feel blocked by your own emotions. You're almost saying to yourself, why do I feel so strongly about this person? Why do I care so much about them? And you're doing a lot of reflection in doing so. I think that you're a very intuitive person. You're very aware of how you feel about people. And I think that you're doing a lot of self-reflection here, trying to figure this out, trying to understand what's going on and why do you feel this way and what does it mean and what am I supposed to do and why are these feelings so strong. I think that unfortunately this is leading to a lot of inaction. With the Seven of Wands, there is fear behind this. This emotion is only a blockage for you because there's fear here that's limiting success with the Six of Wands. We're unable to gain success in this situation because fear is overriding us. Now, this doesn't have to be a constant thing. In fact, I see success here. The only thing that's stopping us is this challenge to overcome our own fears, to overcome our own opinions as well. And by perpetuating these fears, we're actually drawing out old painful wounds from our past here with the Three of Swords. So this reflection is actually a good energy to be in because it is about examining those feelings and understanding where that fear is stemming from. Has this person done anything to you to warrant your fear? Or is this fear of pain perhaps stemming from a previous relationship or a previous connection with somebody else? I think that this Three of Swords is talking about something from your past being reopened in a way that you're feeling a little bit of pain from your past here, and you're hoping that this situation isn't going to hurt you in the way that whatever hurt you in the past did. The Ace of Wands, why do I keep saying swords? That's interesting. Anyway, the Ace of Wands is saying that there's a fear here over a rebirth. I think some of you are afraid of what this will mean. It's really interesting because I feel like you want this, you do, but you're afraid that it's going to happen and then it's not going to happen in the way that you wanted it to. I think with the Fool card here, there is hesitancy to instigate an Ace of Wands moment because you don't want to look like a fool. But then on the other side, you don't want to miss out on this opportunity either. You want to make sure that you're taking this for exactly what it is. I think that there's a lot of overthinking here, but there's a reason. I think that there is a very strong connection to this person, and they have you feeling like a little bit of a fool. I'm just feeling this energy of I'm a fool for you. The Four of Cups reversed. I think there's a misunderstanding here as well. A misunderstanding over how each other feels with this Four of Cups. There's a feeling as though the only reason you feel so foolish and uncertain is because you've internalized a lot of how you truly feel. You haven't outwardly expressed these feelings. You don't know unless you try. I don't know why I'm in such a shoot your shot energy. We're technically coming into Capricorn season now, but I am fully like out here with the optimistic Sagittarius people, like shoot your shot. You don't know unless you try. Oh goodness. In the third column, we have the Temperance card here, reversed no less. So there's an energy of your biggest blockage is impatience, I'm not going to lie. We struggle to act appropriately with this card being reversed. I think that you're afraid of how your energy is pushing this opportunity away. I think you may be also afraid of how your lack of energy is stopping this from coming towards you. This card gives me a real push-pull energy, if I'm honest. I don't know how many times I said the word energy, but Temperance reversed is really interesting as a block because your biggest blockage is an abuse of self-control, my group fours. That is what that card is saying, is that you're abusing your self-control to the point where right now the best you can do is just hang back and try to gain a better perspective on the situation. You're really in a passive energy of trying to understand your feelings, trying to understand your intuition, while also not missing out on this potential to have it all. I think that this person could be big things for you, and you kind of know that. And you're afraid of either being wrong about that, or you're afraid of being right about that and missing the chance to tell them how you truly feel with the Six of Cups upright. This is an energy of like someone who feels so familiar, and yet you kind of feel like you don't know them well enough to feel this strongly about them. The Six of Cups is a strong sense of feeling at home with someone, feeling a sense of nostalgia as though you share past lives or memories with them as well. I think that it's about taking this at a pace that feels comfortable for you. I mean, I don't mean to project my own objective opinions here, but I'm just really called to the fact that this person is giving this person a cup. And look at how happy they are that this gesture was made. Making it obvious, I think, that of how you feel, because there is a lot of internalizing, there's a lot of reflecting, but there's not a lot of like outwardly expressing how you feel here. The Two of Cups could be indicating a separation, being at a distance to this person and not actually having the opportunity to physically show them or tell them how you feel. I also think that the reason why this is a block or a challenge is because you are concerned that this person does not feel the same way as you. You are concerned... Come here, please. He just woke up. You are concerned that this person doesn't reciprocate, or that you two have crossed desires, that one of you perhaps is looking for a relationship and the other person just wants a friendship, or maybe you just want a friendship because you want to take it slow and the other person is ready for a relationship and you don't know if you are ready for a relationship. Whatever reason, it may come down to in terms of your individual situation. This card is indicating a fear of crossed desires, and it's being clarified by our beloved Seven of Cups. You know, if this situation wasn't confusing enough already, this card is saying that the confusion has reached a point where you've just had to like bow out completely. You can't see the truth anymore. You feel so confused that you don't even know what options you have anymore. For some of you, the other reason why this card is reversed is because one of the blocks or challenges is just the failure to see the truth here, the failure to recognize the truth as it is in front of you. And interestingly enough, on this card, the truth is the Ace of Swords. And remember, I kept saying the Ace of Swords up here. I really feel like you know the truth. You do. You're so intuitive. Between the Queen of Cups and the Hanged Man with Pisces energy, you're very intuitive. You do actually know the truth. I think it's just about embracing that truth for what it is. But the King of Swords is again confirming this cold, distant energy, this inability to really step into how you feel and to talk about how you feel. I think that this situation would greatly improve if you did. But we'll get oracle cards to see what Spirit has to say as well. Is there anything else with this King of Swords energy? Again, it's just talking about your feelings. One of the main blockages here is that you're very analytical, you're very observant, and that is a bonus. I want to say that that is a massive strength. Very biased though. I have a Gemini rising sign, so I'm someone who loves to analyze and speculate. But unfortunately in this case, it is a block, it is a challenge, because you are limiting the ability to act by overanalyzing the situation. So I'm going to start over here with my oracle deck. Let's get some oracle cards to better understand this situation for you. My group 4s, please, Spirit. What do they need to know about this situation? I think this would be a very interesting deck to use too, because this is very much a love situation for you. What do my group 4s need to know about this situation? What do my group 4s need to know about this situation? Yeah, wow. This is interesting. This has taken a turn. This is taking a big turn. Okay, so here's our Ace of Wands. I have so much desire for you. Spirit is indicating there is going to be an opportunity here. There is going to be an opportunity for you, full stop. Regardless of who's at the other end of it, my group 4s, there's going to be an opportunity for you to really step into your passion here. The Ace of Wands could be a repurposing of old energy, whether it's someone from your past or just you repurposing your present into something more passionate and more exciting. That is what you need to know about this situation. You do have a new beginning here, and it's going to challenge you because you need to break out of something in order for this to happen. That is why it's a repurposing of old energy. I feel like you need to challenge the way that you've been viewing your circumstances in order to embrace this new beginning. Because, goodness, what card do I want to get next? Oh, let's get this card. Words do hurt reversed. I think that you need to try not to take other people's actions, thoughts, and behaviors personally, especially if it involves them choosing other things. It's not a personal act at all. Don't take it personally. That is a reflection of their choices and what they believed was the right thing to do at the time with the information that they had. I think that it's about really taking responsibility of your own actions, thoughts, and behaviors here. With the words do hurt reverse, there's this energy of please don't take this situation personally. Whether it's you feeling confused by someone saying one thing and doing the other, it's really just confirming that you don't need to make this situation personal. It's just about growing from it and learning from it in a way that is beneficial to your journey, rather than dwelling on it and stewing on it until it becomes this fantastical sore wound of confusion and pain, basically. We also have time to ground yourself in the reverse. So Spirit is saying that you don't need to get too fixed in your current situation because it is temporary. Whatever you are experiencing, whether it's painful, whether it's boredom, whether it's a little bit good but feeling like not really connected, I definitely think that your circumstances are changing. You have a new beginning. I just don't know where it's coming from. It feels very ambiguous. It feels like you're being challenged to really just look at your circumstances from another perspective so that you're able to be open enough to receive this Ace of Wands. We also have now is not the time here, which I thought was really interesting because your cards were very promising. I think the challenge here is letting go of expectations in terms of how other people are going to act. If you turn those expectations towards yourself and just fully rely upon and commit to yourself and your own actions, then you will never technically be let down, because ultimately you're just letting down yourself, and you can fix that by not doing that. So I definitely think that there's something about expectations here that is really limiting your success in this situation, because we're projecting all of the outcome on things that we can't control. Whereas if we instead focused on the things that we can, we're not going to feel like we're missing out. We're not going to feel like, oh, this person is just going to forget about me and then I'm going to be alone and lonely. Well, no. What isn't meant for us will miss us. What is meant for us will not miss us. In every sense of the word, rejection is definitely divine protection. If this person doesn't meet the deadline, then that is their journey. That is the path that they were meant to embark on, and that is your path that you were meant to embark on. I think that it's about embracing every opportunity for what it is, including the missed opportunities. Embracing that for what it is. It was a missed opportunity so that something else could come forward as well. We have I am terrified here, the Nine of Swords. So this situation is definitely going to end soon. However, there is an energy of needing to embrace your fears as well. I feel like amidst these fears, there is an epiphany of some sorts. There is some kind of truth that is hiding, and it's being hidden amongst confusion. But your fears are actually trying to highlight something to you. They're actually trying to show you something. And I think that if you just spend a little bit of time analyzing the root of your fears, it'll help you get this epiphany that you need in order to move forward, in order to be able to get out of this tricky situation. Because I do feel you cycling through a lot of doubt here and a lot of just feeling stuck and uncertain on how to move forward. This Eight of Swords is telling me that at times your head is just a series of mazes, and you do get very lost in there sometimes. I think that you do internalize a lot of this. Spirit is confirming that there are answers in this. There's a reason why this is happening, and it's really important that you know when to break out of this so that you're not just torturing yourself for no reason, you know? I think that overthinking and being very analytical in general can be helpful to help understand a situation and really just break it down into a black and white detail. But it's really important that we don't engage in this but just to torture ourselves and just to stew on things that we can't control. Now we also have I want you to choose in the reverse. So Spirit is saying you do need to take control and accountability over this situation in terms of taking control back over what you can control here. Don't just push it all back onto one person and say it's up to them. If you're not happy in this situation, I really think that it's about not torturing yourself here by just staying stagnant as well. The I want you to choose card is saying that there are other opportunities in your life that you may be missing out on because of the amount of energy you're investing here. It doesn't mean that this isn't meant for you. It's just that I'm kind of getting this energy that you could be focusing on things that are more productive for your time right now. If this person is meant to be a part of your life, they will find a way to be there. But for right now, I do think there are other areas you may need to be focusing on. Spirit is saying you need to choose to take the reins here. You need to choose to step out of this because you can do it and it is up to you. You'll only stay stuck and blocked for as long as you'll let yourself be stuck and blocked, because we have the addiction card here. So I think that your struggle is going to be breaking out of this addictive pattern of stewing over this and analyzing this and fantasizing this to the point where we're not actually being helpful anymore. We're not trying to get the truth anymore. We're just staying stuck. We're just overthinking this until we end up trapped in our own thoughts. So that is the challenge here. And unfortunately, No one can break you out of that except for you. It's about taking responsibility here for your own actions, thoughts, and behaviors. Now I'm going to be getting some healing cards from this deck. This is by the Blonde Psychic group. 4, please, Spirit. What information do they need to hear about how they can break out of their blocks and challenges? My group 4's blocks and challenges. Group 4's, please, Spirit. What else? Thank you so much. Yes, 100%. 100%. Look at your bottom deck energy. Take back control. It's your life. And it's literally now or never. We don't have to be stuck. We're only going to remain stuck for as long as we let ourselves be. That is your bottom deck energy. Oh, finger snaps. Love it. Journal to better understand your feelings, to be able to purge some of those thoughts that just keep cycling through your mind and torturing you. You don't deserve to feel like this. So journal it. That could be a very cathartic process for you in order to help you release some of these things. Cathartic is my favorite word lately. People on Patreon will know that. But yes, I definitely think that journaling could be very beneficial for you to just get all of these yucky feelings out so that they're no longer torturing you. And it will be very insightful because journaling can help reveal some really interesting things to us. I'm a massive journaling fan, so a little bit biased, but I love that that card came out for you. I think that that will help you because you are in this reflective energy with the Queen of Cups. You are really trying to figure out this pain, the source of this pain. We have heal your inner child wounds. Some of this pain actually stems all the way back to when you were much, much younger, to when you were a child, and perhaps you experienced pain for the first time by rejection of a parent, or abandonment of a parent. There's just this feeling as though your wounds stem back a lot further than this person, and it's about understanding how those wounds could be addressed so that they don't limit our opportunities moving forward. Some of this pain may be with us for the rest of our lives, but that doesn't mean that it has to dictate our choices and our opportunities. There is a way to work with your fear and to work with your healing so that you're no longer broken. You're not in this mentality of, oh, I'm broken and I just need to be fixed, or I don't deserve happiness, or I don't deserve love because I'm broken. It's about understanding how those wounds came to be so that we don't repeat those cycles again, so that we don't inflict that pain that we were inflicted upon onto other people as well. We have solar plexus chakra. Yes, I definitely think that it's about taking control here, moving forward, being determined to take accountability for your healing, being very determined to step forward into what you truly deserve. Let's see what the deck of character has to say. What advice do you have for my group 4s, please? That is amazing. That is amazing. Holy heck. We have Naked Man stripping it back to basics, focusing on number 1 because we can't control what other people are doing. I think it's really just about embracing yourself here and everything about yourself, the good, the bad, the ugly. I don't like saying that last word. I haven't used the word ugly in so long, and I was watching like a Clint Eastwood parody last night, and now that word's in my mind again. So we're just going to forget about that word because it doesn't serve this journey. It doesn't serve this reading. We're going to embrace the good and the bad and everything in between because it is what makes us our perfect, unique, individual selves. There is no such thing as weakness here. We can turn our alleged weaknesses into strengths towards our journey. If we better understand them and how it happened in the first place, we can ensure that it no longer is a weakness. We also have rock here. So I definitely think that there is something in your life that has shaken you up a little bit. It's maybe made you forget the strengths that you've already gained. I don't know, I kind of get this like stable energy around this card. Some of you have a rock person in your life who, I don't mean that they're like fascinated with rocks or anything. That's me. I'm everybody's rock person. But I feel like you have this stable character who just knows you so well and is able to bring you down to earth, and they're able to tell you exactly what you need to hear to help you stay grounded and calm. This is a reminder to draw upon that person. If that doesn't resonate, then I just think that you within yourself are a rock. I think that you're very resilient. You're very capable, you're very strong, you're very emotionally strong and resilient. And I think it's just about reminding yourself of that, how you have overcome this in the past, and the fact that you can do it again. Like this situation, as confusing and potentially painful as it is, I feel like most of you have been through worse. And it's almost like you need to be reminded of that in order to appreciate that you will get through this. You've been through a similar situation before. You can get through this again. We also have love potion here. So the cure to your challenge is a love potion. Imagine, I wish it was that easy. I honestly think that it's about dedicating yourself to the goal at large, not necessarily fixating the outcome on a specific person or a specific situation. I feel like we need to just get a bottle of love and hold it and say, if anybody is willing or if anybody is strong enough and capable enough to drink this potion, then they are the one that is suited for my journey. I just feel like we need to kind of lessen the expectations here and just bring it back to simplistic energy. And I know that a love potion doesn't sound simple, but I like that it's ambiguous. I like that at this point in time, this was created with the intention of attracting love. It wasn't intentionally created to attract a specific person. It's this feeling of like just having the source to attract love, full stop, regardless of where it comes from, regardless of who's at the other end, who's drinking from this bottle. We just want love, and love as it is, you know. Anything less than the best is a felony. I don't know why that had to be spouted, but oh my gosh, old school rap coming through. We have a repairman here as well, so I definitely think that we have the opportunity to fix some things. I actually don't even like that word because we're not technically broken, my group fours. We don't need to be fixed. I think that we could be solving our own problems by first identifying the cause. And that is what a repairman does. Like, you might call them and say, I don't know what happened, the fridge just stopped working. The first step is to identify the problem. And in doing so, we're one step closer towards the solution. I think that that is why this card is here, because it's about carefully and appropriately identifying the problem so that we can work towards the solution here, delving deeper into some of the tricky things that we've been distracted from addressing. We do know the truth, my group fours. We know the truth here. We're just too confused to appreciate the truth right now. Yeah, lighten your load. Absolutely. You got the 10 of Wands. You need to let go of the responsibility and the expectations here, because we can't. It's not fair to have an expectation on how somebody is going to act and behave. That is their right. We are allowed to be in control of how we act and behave. That is our right. We're all sovereign beings. So holding that expectation is only heavying or creating more pressure to your load. Spirit is saying lighten your load, release your expectations over somebody else's actions, and really just focus on yourself here. We have prosperity, so regardless of who's at the other end, know that you will have success. You are going to receive your 10 of Pentacles as long as you maintain this optimism and this understanding that love never left you. It was always within. You will attract the people who are meant to be in your life. You are going to have success here. We have freedom here. So yes, it's about liberating yourself and telling yourself you don't have to be stuck in this cycle of confusion. You're only stuck for as long as you let yourself be stuck. And the bottom deck energy is clarity. So Spirit wants you to know that you do actually have the truth around you somewhere amidst this confusion. You just need to find it, and you need to understand it better. I think that it's hiding amidst fear somewhere. Some sort of fear is hiding the truth from you. Let's get you a affirmation card as well. What affirmation card will be useful for my group fours? What affirmation card will be useful for my group fours? What affirmation card? I'll get one more. Thank you so much. I love it when they listen. Sometimes I just get half the deck and it's like, goodness. All right, so your first card was, ooh, I am willing to change. When one door closes, another door opens. It is only change. I am safe and secure and loved. I love that so much for you, because your second card was, I am always safe. I release my emotional attachment to beliefs from the past so that they do not hurt me in the present. I am safe. Look at that. I release my emotional attachments to beliefs from the past so that they do not hurt me in the present. I am safe. Yes, love that. Your last card is, I am in harmony with nature. I am in harmony with all of life, the sun, the moon, the winds, the rain, the earth. Wow, that is beautiful. It's about really appreciating your circumstances for what they are. It's an opportunity to stay present and to not lose sight of what you deserve, which is happiness and love. And unfortunately, this situation has really distracted you from that. Group 4, I hope this reading was insightful for you. I hope it offered a bit of information on your journey. Do remember to check out Blonde Psychic's video as well to see if there's any confirming information or perhaps there's new information that I didn't cover. We do have the giveaway if you would like to enter. Otherwise, as I close this reading, I have to remind you to just take what resonates. Do not let the rest take from you. You are a sovereign being. You are the manifester, the creator of your future and your reality. So take that control back. Look after your wonderful self, and I shall see you in another video. Bye.